Welcome to No Fugazee Podcast. I'm your host, Cooley. Let's get into it. We got another episode today. We got 3 lovely ladies on the panel. We're going to talk dating, relationships, and, pick their brains a little bit and have them pick mine. Let's start off with your name and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Kenya. I am from New Jersey, and I am the strange beautician.
Hey, Kenya. And Kenya, what's your relationship status?
I am taken.
You taken?
Yes.
Okay. So how long you been taken for?
We've been together for about 4 years now.
4 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Good for you. Good for you. What do you do for a living?
I'm a hairstylist.
You're a
I
hairstylist?
actually braid your hair.
Oh, yeah. She do braid my hair, guys. She did these. She nice with it. She nice with it. Mm-hmm. And you?
My name is Quana Taddett. I'm from Allentown, Pennsylvania.
Hey, that's what's up. And Quana, what's your relationship status?
Complicated.
Complicated. Okay. Entanglement. So let's decipher that. You got a guy that you seeing, and he's not elevating you to girlfriend status, or you don't even want to be elevated to girlfriend status based off of maybe his inadequacies as a man?
Yes.
See? Just said that right. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a bartender and bottle girl.
You're a bartender and bottle girl. That's what's up. And yourself?
Me?
Yes.
I'm Ashley. I'm originally from Jersey, and I own Banks Beauty Bar. Okay.
Banks Beauty Bar. Yes.
Yes.
Banks Booty Bar. Banks Booty Bar. Hey. I do go to
your franchise.
I do go to your beauty salon all the time,
yes,
and get my hair done and get my daughter's hair done.
Even though you be late.
I do be late. She right. You right.
He tips well.
You right. Well. But I do tip well.
Consistently.
Consistently. And Ash, what's your relationship status?
I'm dating.
You are dating?
I'm dating.
Okay. So dating meaning like you open to guys courting you and stuff like that, dating? Absolutely. Or you're dating an individual?
I'm open to guys courting me, but I'm dating an individual.
Okay, you both with it. All right, so you got a dude that you dating, and you also open out there as well. Okay, all right, cool. And Mr. Producer over here, my man Shay, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Shay Williams. I'm an owner of Momentous Agency. It's a marketing agency. Do websites, graphic design, media, podcasts, clearly. I'm 27 and single. Just got out of a toxic relationship.
Oh,
wait.
Oh, toxic. We about to put the heat on you today.
Toxic.
Why was it toxic?
Wait, how long were you guys together?
3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm 27. She was 40. She's 42 now. So I was 24. She was 39. She's the owner of a hair salon. She wants everything her way. She's had her life experiences. I'm up and growing. You know what I mean? And it just didn't work out. It was her way, no way. I can't live like that. Like, it's too much. It's way too much.
The dynamic is different.
Yeah,
The dynamic is different, and everybody says age, but I don't know. You know what I mean? It all depends on the person and, how they're wired, how they're driven, how they can, become compatible. Compatibility can go any type of way. You just got to make it work, so.
I think it has a lot to do with age, because with age comes experience. I know, like, with me, I'm in my 30s, so there's a lot of things that I won't accept. So that's probably where she was at, especially being in her 40s. And that's not like to say that she's old, but 40s and then a man that's 27.
That's old.
I mean, listen, I don't care about 27, that's old. I don't see nothing wrong with it, but it's like, for you to be a 27-year-old man, I'm not trying to like play you, but really you're more like 24, 22 when it comes to like maturity and seeing things in a clear perspective.
Clear? What do you mean by clear though? Like,
I don't want to say men are stupid, because that's not a right term to use, because all men are not. But when it comes to maturity, men are always slower to advance than women.
That's true, but what if you have a fast maturing young man?
I mean, We're talking about you.
No, why?
Did
Yeah.
you have a fast maturing?
I've had a lot of experiences. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I chose the entrepreneurial route. You know what I mean? Built it ever since I've been, with her. So there's been growth. You know what I mean? It's just,
I would say,
Don't drag her though.
I'm not.
yeah,
That's what I'm not trying to do.
I would say, when it comes to maturity, biologically, women mature, I would say faster in certain ways, of course, than men. I would say women mature socially faster than men. That's because, once you start showing a hip and you hit puberty and your body's forming, you get a lot of approaches, you get a lot of attention. So with attention, yeah, unwanted, but it's still attention. So with attention, you're able to decipher people approaching you. You know what, to look out for red flags, what guys you're going to disqualify, what guys automatically qualify for you. So I would say women mature based off of because they just get a lot of attention from the opposite sex.
It's just the way that our brains are wired. Mm-hmm. And I just think women are more socially advanced than men because I feel like we're just a little bit more outgoing. I don't think it has anything to do with like her hitting puberty and now, can I say nigga?
Oh, you can say that. Yeah, you can
looking at like her boobs or like her ass or hips. I don't think it has anything to do with that. How about you, Kim?
Double D's though?
I mean,
double D's though.
Okay, so
go ahead, Kenya. You're going to speak about maturity right now.
I was one of those women that developed very quickly as a girl. The intention was completely unwanted, and you do learn very early on to decipher good people, harmful people, toxic people from everybody else.
Exactly like I said.
I will say, though, I have always been an older soul, and I think that I see that mostly in women. Like, we're ready to, like, settle earlier. We know what we want faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that it is biological. I don't know if it has anything to do with, like, our bodies and growing faster. But it's definitely biological. Like, I feel like I was just that way always.
Yeah, I would also say if we're speaking in the sense of dating, right, I would say women don't mature faster dating. So you got to think about it, right? So women are born with their sexual value. Once you're 18, the world's your oyster. You got plenty of options. And a guy that's 18, he's usually broke. He's unaccomplished.
I was broke too.
Yeah, but guys don't care about income. So if we're talking about in a dating perspective in the opposite sex, an 18-year-old girl, she can get opportunities being flown out, opportunities for a yacht. She get in a club for free. She gets all this type of a male attention from the opposite sex. A guy, he doesn't get that attention from the opposite sex like the younger girl. So I think when a female, since she gets all of her attention up front in the beginning stage, right? She doesn't know what to do with it because the world's her oyster. So she would get a high status guy, but she really doesn't want to submit to that high status guy. And then until she gets older and she's not getting as much, I would say this: girls start maturing once they are in a club and they realize they have to pay for their own drinks.
What?
That's what I would say. Yeah. Once a female realizes she got to pay for her own drinks, think about it. Then you wake up, you're like, okay, I'm not that attractive anymore. I have to do other things to keep a man besides just being beautiful. If that makes sense. And I'm speaking in the dating sense of maturity.
I think I'm as mature as I am or was, like if I'm speaking as far as like when I was younger.
Yeah.
Based on how I was raised. I don't think it has anything to do with me turning 18 and going to a club to have a drink. But the way, just like the way that I was raised, like I don't know, I just knew better. So I don't think it has anything to do with
still nothing.
The world being like my oyster and because I'm attractive or anything like that. More dating experience because I'm attractive and blah, 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 but not like maturity was.
Okay. What about you, Quan? You got any takes on this maturity, male versus woman?
I think that I honestly just started becoming mature in the past, I would say, 10 years.
Speaking your mic a little bit.
I said I think
You could twist it towards you too.
I just started becoming mature in like the past 10 years. I feel like when I was younger, I was very lost. I definitely always like attention. I still like attention. I don't care.
Yeah.
But I think that I just started finding myself. 34 years old. When I was younger, you know, I was always trying to find what I really wanted, but I didn't know what I wanted. I grew up in a house without a father.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always looking for love in other people, not realizing that I had to find it within myself. So
Facts, yeah.
I think I matured over time because of what I went through and what I've been through. I think that's what got me where I'm at now.
Okay, cool.
You should be proud.
Okay.
So we'll definitely, with some of these questions that I have, it'll go back into the maturity. It's all gonna cycle back. You'll see what I'm saying. But Shay, you got anything you want to add on that, or you?
As far as
Maturity?
I don't know. Like, I think maturity just has to do with your experience. You can have young people that have been through it all. Like, you know, haven't had parents, was independent since 15, figuring life out, doing the whole college thing, figuring out that's not it, you know, finding what you love, entrepreneurially, business-wise, whatever. Like, as a man, like, you know, we have to figure something out, you know what I mean? And if you do that at a younger age, you have more experience, you know, younger than someone that's living with their parents since they've been 24, you know what I mean? Just starting to like figure it out, not have bills, stuff like that, you know, actual life experience that can, you know, as a guy, like, you know, make you more mature at a younger age. That's all I would say.
That's all you would say?
It's more like a choice for me though too.
Yeah.
I think
Why would
it's
you?
like a choice, you know what I mean? Because I know a lot of people who have been through worse than me and they still ain't mature, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like realizing who you are. I think there's power in finding yourself and knowing who you are and what you want and where you're trying to go in life.
Yeah.
That's what helps make you mature.
Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, I would say, if we're speaking of maturity in general, I would say maturity is definitely, you know, going through experiences, but overcoming them. Because you can go through something. If you don't overcome it, you're not maturing from it. So you got to overcome those experiences. But we'll get into maturity in a dating sense. We'll hit it much harder. And I'll elaborate later on. But let's get into the first question, starting here. So, first question. Have you ever done anything stupid out of love? You know, like you loving a dude, you crushing on him, and maybe, okay, tell a story about it. Let me hear something.
Oh my God, where do I even begin? So like love is like a chemical imbalance, right? So like you are not who you normally are when you love somebody. And that can be either really good or really scary.
True. Facts.
So I think the craziest thing that I did was tell this girl's boyfriend, and he was my boyfriend too, but I told her that
so he had
like,
both
we
y'all.
were together. Yeah, no,
So he had
was her
both
boyfriend
y'all.
first, but like I didn't know that.
Oh, you ain't know?
Right. And
okay.
then when I found out, like, so I told her, like, yeah, you know, like that's your boyfriend, that's my boyfriend too.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, like,
What's up?
I'm not gonna stop fucking with him. And I was like, well, me neither.
Me neither.
We sister wives. Like, what should I do? I'm gonna take Thursday through like Monday, and then you can have the rest of the days. And like for a while, I was content with that. And then I kind of just woke up one day like, what are you doing? Like, this is so ghetto.
Look, time out. Put the camera on me. That ain't stupid, right? You was doing the right thing for the brother.
Absolutely dumb. Like, I was very
I don't
young,
know.
you know.
I think you was very mature in that situation.
No, absolutely.
That's what I think. City boys,
I
we
should have
up.
left that man alone. There's a lot more too. But
A lot more?
Yeah,
Okay.
That was the stupidest.
That was pretty stupid. And what about you, Quana? Have you ever done anything stupid out of love?
Yeah.
Let's hear it. Give me one story.
What I did was I stalked somebody.
So explain, like you pulled up to his job. What kind of stalking we talking about?
Type of stalking. Like I would just make sure that like everywhere I knew he would be, I would be there. I would
Everywhere.
somehow find my way to be there. Like I knew he was going to be there, whether it be a bar, club. I watched his page, his friends' pages, and if I would see him out, I would stop what I was doing to go there and just act like I just popped up. I broke in windows, car windows.
You broke
windows.
car windows, house windows.
Stalked.
Yes,
Stalk is crazy.
I have. Yeah.
So you broke windows out of love.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's pretty
You love
stupid.
somebody, I feel like, you know, for me, when I love, now, I want to do it now, in my age now. But when you love hard, and it really is, like she said, it's a chemical imbalance. And it's like, when it hurts, like, it hurts. Like, it really feels like your heart broke. Like
To the point you want to break windows.
Yeah. I was younger in my younger years. You know, I mean, this is early 20s. I'm, you know, older now. But, yeah, you know, I just was just so hurt that, like, I just had to take my anger out. And I broke all his windows and then climbed in the window. And he was not there.
Oh, dang, you was looking
but
for the
like
dude.
house
That's
windows.
House windows.
I thought you meant car
No,
windows.
I broke the car windows too, but that was another time.
The car windows
That was another time.
Oh
Dang,
shit!
you just-
got the double whammy.
Because you get so mad, like I can't explain.
Yeah.
When you love somebody, like that pain. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to channel my pain when I was younger. You know what I mean? Now, to me, it's not even worth it. Like, I know what my worth is, so
Yeah.
I would not do that now. But in my younger years,
And what about you, Ash? Have you ever done anything stupid out of love?
Yes. I spent my money on a man. I think that's stupid.
You were spending your hard
Spent my money on
earned money on another nigga.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's stupid.
But
You know better now, though, right?
I know much better now.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I do remember one day he called me. He was sick, and it was snowing real bad here. And he lived in Philly, and I really drove in a snowstorm, like a bad storm, from Allentown all the way to Philly to take care of him. It took me like almost like 3 hours to get to Philly because of like the snow and the traffic and like the trucks. I get all the way there. I'm taking care of him. I get sick, and I'm like, can you like make me some soup or something like that? He dead said no.
He wasn't with it.
Like, nah.
Dang.
And I thought that was okay. I'm like, oh well, it's fine, but nope.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
what about you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Nah, I ain't never do nothing stupid out of love.
No way.
Nah, I ain't never do nothing crazy. I haven't done anything, like I haven't had a situation where I stalked, flattened tires,
Never blew up
hit a nigga up, blew up phones. Nah, they blow up my phones. I'm not blowing up no
You
phones.
be checking stories.
That ain't stupid out of love. Stories, they go. You click on
with
one and it's going.
intent. Like,
Nah.
there's like, oh, I saw your story, and there's like, I'm looking at your story.
Like, I'm checking.
Like, yeah, like,
Yeah,
no?
I never did nothing stupid out of love. Yeah. How about you, Shay?
Yeah.
Damn. Like, what's stupid? I've done some crazy shit. I'm not even.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or was outside of yourself.
Or something you wouldn't do again.
I'm just a technologically gifted person. So, like, I could find out information if I wanted to find it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, to make sure, double check. You know what I'm saying? But like, at the end of the day, like, it really doesn't matter. You know, if this is what you want to do, like, you know, you want to be promiscuous or anything like that. You know, I should just, you know, I shouldn't be even checking. You know what I mean? If that's how I feel, I should just be out and just go where I'm needed or wanted. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep it general with that.
But you hack somebody's phone?
I'm not saying nothing. I plead the fifth.
Do you know how?
Yeah.
He not trying to incriminate himself. You know what I mean? You asking too many probing questions for him to incriminate himself right
I'm
there.
asking for
as I can
myself
go.
now. I'm like, can you hack a phone?
True.
If you're a tech savvy person, you could do whatever. You know, anything digital you can tap into. Let me just.
We're going to have to
Yeah, we
talk
gonna
after
chat.
this.
Quana like, yeah, my complicated.
I'm talking after this. I'm not talking
He's like, my complicated situation can get real uncomplicated with this nigga right here. So, any ladies? Before I get into some questions, y'all got any questions on your mind with anything y'all want to ask or?
My question is: do you feel as if though men cannot cheat, or do you feel like every man does cheat?
That's why you my friend.
Oh, okay. That's questions to me or
That's
to the other
question
ladies?
for
You
men.
want to start with the other ladies first?
Do you feel like all men cheat? If so, why?
Let's start with the ladies and then I go last. Let's start over here. So the question is, do you feel that all men cheat? And go ahead. If so, why?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yeah. So do you feel that all men cheat?
I feel like cheating is a broad term to use when talking about relationships, because what may be cheating to me may not be cheating to someone else, right? So if you're texting somebody, that's cheating to me, versus someone else is you're actually sleeping with that person, or so I don't know. I feel like yes.
Giving someone else attention, give them that emotional bond.
That's what you said. So do you think all guys cheat? Yes.
Yes, I think that all men cheat. I think that good men cheat quietly
Got you. So good men
and
cheat.
very well, and stupid men are very messy, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Ash, what you feel? You think all men cheat? And if so, why? This Quanta question.
I do feel like all men cheat or are capable of cheating. Me, for example, I've been cheated on with just about all of these niggas. So I'm just going to say yes. And to me, I think cheating is anything that you wouldn't do in front of me. So texting somebody, showing interest in somebody, flirting is cheating. Why are you flirting with somebody? That's just opening up the doors to say I'm available when you're not. I mean, now you are, but in that moment you're not. So, yeah.
Okay. And you want to answer it yourself, or you want to go last since it's your question?
I'll go last.
All right, bet. Shay?
All right, the question is, do all men cheat?
Have you cheated?
Let's just go with all men. All right, so this Quanta question. Do you think all men cheat? Yes or no?
Depending on the type of dude, if he's a high value dude or a low value dude, I think it just depends. People that can't. All right, so somebody that really can't get girls like that and just gonna act like that woman's his queen. You know what I'm saying? He's probably not gonna cheat. If he's ugly, he's introverted and stuff like that. He probably is not gonna do that. But someone that can, do some, if their girl is not fulfilling needs, he might be doing that. You know what I mean? I have in the past, and I haven't in the past. So
you have.
You ain't gotta admit to none of that, dog. So
that's mad long ago.
Listen,
it's cool.
I'll say this, right? Black men don't cheat, but
Pack it up.
you look. You rather cry in a Toyota Corolla or cry in a Ferrari?
I'm not crying.
All right,
You're definitely crying.
Pretty much what I'm saying is that it's all based off options. Like he was saying, a high value guy with a lot of options, the probability of him cheating is much higher than a low value guy with not a lot of options. But still, if the guy has the option to cheat, normally, in most cases, the guy will cheat. But cheating not that big of a deal. For a nigga, it's like taking a piss. You'll be fine. He's still gonna love you. A man can cheat and still love his woman.
I believe that.
So when it comes to cheating itself, pick a more higher value guy, a higher status guy that can protect, provide for you, give you a good lifestyle, and you won't care about cheating, as much. But if you pick a lower status guy and you find out something, he texting someone, well, you're gonna break the window in his car. Well, you're gonna.
I'm not doing none of that.
You ain't do what you was doing. You was stalking a nigga. Who was stalking a nigga?
I was still fucking on that nigga.
It was
See, so it's you know what I mean? It's like this. If niggas is gonna cheat, if they have the options to. Now, there are a small minute of men that don't cheat if they are, they have a religious background, they have a high moral ground.
Pastors be cheating.
Yeah, but it's not a lot. It's very small. But I'll say this: you show me a guy that he doesn't cheat, and if I give him $1 million and a Lamborghini and a blue check mark on Instagram, that nigga be cheating the next day.
But why do men fall for temptation like so easily? Because I'm tempted every day. If I want to, I could fuck anybody that I want to, but I don't.
Yeah, you don't.
So,
you don't because you know it's gross.
I don't think that is gross.
You're not
I think
emotionally
these
wired
men are
that way.
gross,
No,
which is why I don't.
Well, yeah,
But-
that's what I'm saying. So women don't cheat. Like, promiscuity is what we're talking about, right? So if we're speaking about promiscuity, a promiscuous man is much different than a promiscuous woman.
Still a hoe.
No, a man is a hoe maker, not a hoe.
No.
Yeah,
he's
men
a hoe.
can't be hoe.
Yeah, if a man came to me and I knew his reputation was just like fucking on anything, that's a hoe. I will not
I'll
touch
explain
that.
why. So is when a man cheats, it's not.
And that was very misogynistic.
That wasn't. I'll tell you this, right? So it's easy for you to have sex. It's harder for me to have sex. We could go to Mangate or what's the club? Loves or any of these clubs around here, right? Me and you go in a club, Ashley, and I'm a tall, I think I'm an attractive guy, right? And I could have the best game. I could rent a Lambo, park it outside, have 10K in my pocket, and it will be extremely hard for me to get a girl to have sex with that same night. For you, you'll be like, hey, come on, you want to meet me in the bathroom? You could literally smash each dude in the club if you wanted to.
I don't think that's necessarily
So what I'm saying, well, if you want to try it?
Guys also know how to pick.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen men that can just go
And turn down bitches like, no, she's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're speaking of like
The smart ones.
not even a smart one. You're speaking of, and it's not only that. Like any nigga, like Drake be hitting regular girls off Instagram. Like Drake could hit a 5. You get
Drake
what I'm
is
saying?
not a good person.
Okay, so Drake is not a good person now. But what I'm saying is,
Love his music, but he's not a good person.
What I'm saying is that it's a high status person, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not misogynistic.
You
it's
said
just
that
reality.
men are homemakers.
Yeah, I want to
Men are homemakers.
elaborate on that.
So as I was saying, if we both walked into a club, it'd be much easier for you to cheat. In this world in general, right? If we're not even speaking about sex, anything that is easy is not respected. If you play a game on easy mode, you don't unlock no new characters, you don't reach no new levels, you don't get any rewards. You play the game on hard mode, you get all the rewards. So society in our minds and just us being humans, since everyone knows it's harder for a guy to get sex, that's why we call them pimps, we call them players, because men and also women know that it's hard to get boxed. So that's why men can't be hoes. We are hoe makers. A woman is a hoe because it's easy, so it's
What
not
makes
respected.
a woman a hoe?
It's easy, it's not respected.
She's a hoe because she's like fucking a lot of people, right? So if a man is fucking a lot of people,
No.
that's a hoe to me.
No,
but
it's
what
not
I'm
a hoe.
saying is, if I
It's not
go
the same.
somewhere and I easily fuck multiple niggas, that's not them being easy either.
No,
that's-
because
yeah,
they
yeah.
had to
You're
do
Giving
something
it
right.
up. You're giving it up. Guys don't give it up.
I'll explain
Niggas don't
this
give
to
it
you.
up.
I'll explain this.
You can't give it up. You give it.
Yeah.
You give it. You don't give it up.
It's as simple as give and get.
Like,
And-
I get how society sees it, but I don't see it that way. And I've always been like that. Like,
Yeah.
I've had guys approach me and I'm like, nah, this nigga has a track record where it's like he's hitting any and everything. And to me, that's gross. Like,
Yeah,
have
no
some
pics.
type of like morals. So whatever morals you want me to have, you should have those too.
you gotta have the same morals. Is men and women the same?
We're better.
Okay, so
Like, no.
that was misandrous. That was misandrous. You know what misandrous means?
No, we're not
Wait,
better.
do you know what misandrous means?
No, but I'm sure you're going to
So
tell me.
misandrous is funny how you know misogynistic means, which that's the hatred of women, but you don't know what misandrous means because that's the hatred of men. So it's like people, it's just society. The only reason why girls tend to know these terms like misogynistic is because the media is controlled by women. It's based off
I
of
don't know
women.
that term because I don't hate men.
Well, I mean,
You said misogynistic.
yeah,
I
but
said that he was misogynistic.
yeah, but I don't.
It was ingrained and you didn't even know what it meant.
Yeah, you. But anyways,
What was ingrained? I don't hate men though.
She knows what
You know-
misogynistic
Yeah, like
means.
I know what
Yeah.
misogynistic
She know
means,
what
but I didn't know like
misogynistic
the
means. I'm sure you didn't mean it. She was just playing around. But she didn't know what misandrous means. Or maybe
yeah,
she did mean
misandrous.
it.
I didn't know what misandrous meant,
Yeah. Anyway, so
but it
as I
basically
was,
means that women hate men?
It's the opposite. So you know what misogynistic means? It
Right.
means that it's the contempt or hatred of women. That's misogynistic. And misandrous is the opposite of that, the contempt or hate or prejudice of men.
But I don't hate men.
Okay, cool. So let me break it down to you, right? Because we're still
I
speaking
should,
on
though.
this topic of promiscuity versus man versus woman. So I've already gave you an example that anything that comes easy to a human being isn't respected. That's just in general. So now let's go into something else. It's as simple as give and get, like Shay said. So when you get money, oh, I made a come up. If you get a ring, everyone is praising you for the ring. If you get a promotion, you get praised. If you get an award, you get praised. Everyone is clapping for you. Now let's reverse it. The giver, the person that gives the award, no one even knows that person. And we're not clapping for the person that gave the award. The person that gave money, it's like, okay, you did a good deed. Good for you. The person that gives the ring when the guy gets on one knee, it's like, as the homies, we're looking at it like,
shit, bro.
dang, nigga, I'm not gonna see you again. It's like, you're gonna be in the house. You married now, like
You gonna come out
But
the
the
same?
girls, when they get the ring, it's like, oh yeah, we're about to have a wedding and a bachelorette party. It's all hype. So it's simple as give and get. Because I'm explaining human behavior here, right? So I explain human behavior in the sense of easy isn't respected, and now it's as simple as give and get. Women give sex, men get sex. Make sense? Women hold the key to sex, men hold the key to relationships. That's why when a nigga gets sex, we like, oh, you hit that? My nigga. When a nigga gives the ring, because he holds the key to marriage and commitment, when he gives the ring, your girls is like, oh my goodness, oh my God, girl, you got the ring, we praising you. So I'm speaking about biology and just human behavior, and that's why it's viewed. You see what I'm saying? That's why promiscuity versus the genders is just viewed. A woman that is promiscuous is a hoe. A man that's promiscuous, like, you did something right, you got it.
I get your analogy, but I still don't agree.
Okay, cool. Well, we can.
So you're basically
What
saying
do
men
y'all
can't
feel
be
about that?
easy?
Well, how can a guy be easy because he had to do something right to get the woman? He had to do something
If
right.
I walked up to a nigga and say like, let's go, he's gonna go, and that's easy.
Let's think about
Exactly.
it. No.
Yeah, he ain't gotta do nothing.
Stop.
He's
Let's,
not easy.
let's speak reality. Would you walk up to a nigga?
No.
Exactly. So that's our reality.
But some
That's the
women
man's
will.
reality.
Some women are.
I know women that
Yeah,
will.
seriously.
I know women that
Seriously.
bag and will see a guy. I have friends that will go out and they will see a man that they want to fuck. And I have friends that seen two niggas they want to fuck and will
Yeah.
go home and fuck them.
So
That's a
I'll tell
hoe.
you something. Not only that, it's very simple.
I'm not saying it's
Hey.
not a hoe.
Hey,
But what
put
I'm
the
trying to
camera-
say is that man is a hoe too. He's as easy as she is. He has no self-value. He has no self-respect. Men can
He
catch
just
the
came
same
up.
diseases
He
that
just
we
came up.
catch.
But when it comes down to like
Let her
the
rock.
term hoe, to me, a lot of factors go into that. Like, to me, you're a hoe if you're fucking on him and then you're fucking on him and their friends. To me, that's hoe shit. I don't care how many bodies you got. That's hoe shit because I can't respect
What
it.
if we weren't friends?
Then she just fucked two men. What anybody does with their body is their business. I don't judge you off that. Like, especially when it comes to women, like, we are all humans. Sex is like the most natural thing that you can do. And it's like, if you want to go for it, go for it. Me, I ain't doing that.
Okay, so let me say something here so you ladies can understand, right? You see how I asked you gave an example, and then I asked you, would you do it? And you said no. Now, the reality is that most women don't operate like that. And the reality is that the women that do operate like that are broken. Just like that woman that I had on here that has 360 bodies. There's a background. No, she gave context to the whole story, and she said, I don't want to put her business out there because that clip isn't out, but she been through a whole lot. So women that are promiscuous are broken. A man that's promiscuous, he's not broken. It doesn't affect him mentally. Men don't have the high dose of oxytocin like women have. Oxytocin is a pair bonding chemical in the brain, and it allows us to pair bond with one another. And women have a higher dose of oxytocin. So the more women a man sleeps with, the higher the likelihood that she's not going to be able to pair bond with her individual. The higher likelihood that she's not going to be satisfied with the individuals that she has in the future. So it's just totally different. A nigga can rack up a body count and he's not going to experience that. also because sex for a woman is the ultimate form of submission. It's the most ultimate form of submission. There's many forms of submission, but getting a woman to open up her legs and allowing a nigga to slide in between her soul gaps and smack it, flip it, twist it, and throw it around, it doesn't get much more submissive. Yeah, it doesn't get much more submissive than that. So sex is the ultimate form of submission. So imagine, right, that you're a woman, because you women are women, but like you said, you wouldn't be submitting to multiple individuals, because in order for you to submit to multiple individuals, those individuals has to stimulate you to a certain degree. You have to like that individual to a certain degree, and you're not special. Most women operate that way. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's totally different. Men, it's a dominating act for us. It isn't a submitting act. I don't gotta I could literally have sex with someone that I hate. You never gonna have sex with anyone you hate.
All right. So why do you feel as though all of like the negative things that the Democratic Party is doing is only affecting men so harshly?
It's a lot of things I want to touch on with that. But definitely removing the fathers out of the home. And what was that bill that incentivized women to not have the father in the home? And if she's single, a single mom, we're going to give her money. What was that?
Food stamps.
What? Food is welfare and stuff like
welfare,
that.
yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And what party initiated that?
Definitely.
The Democrats, right? So it seemed fine and dandy in the start of it. Like the idea is like, you know what? Women, if you don't have the resources, we're going to come in. We're going to hand it to you. But you can't have this nigga in the house. He got to go. So you think about it, right? When you incentivize, so human beings are always going to do things. We always take the easiest route to success. So if you in a relationship, but you kind of chose the wrong dude to sleep with and you had a kid with, and he's lacking in multiple areas, well, you have an incentive to get rid of that nigga to get some income.
Yo, I even know examples where people live together, right? And they just have like a low mindset, no ambition, like, you know what I mean? And they'll separate their addresses just so the woman still gets all the benefits because they have kids.
When it comes to
it was just
welfare,
fucked
like,
up.
You have to put your kid's father on child support in order to receive benefits.
And now the baby daddy got to sneak through the back.
They cannot live with you. There's
a welfare man coming.
Where you have to cross the man out. And I know this because, I'm a single mom, you know what I mean? You have to cross the man out to get that help, to get to where you want to go. So I definitely do agree with that.
I've seen it where the men typically just don't be there. Like there's a lot of absent fathers. Mm-hmm. So I don't see it as like the welfare man is the reason why that the dad ain't there.
Yeah, definitely not.
Okay, well, let's correlate this, right? So this podcast is called No Fugazee, and I base it off of human behavior. You get what I'm saying? I base it off of biology, the thinking of a man and the thinking of a woman and how we operate. So we have a divorce court system, and we know that when you incentivize the woman, give her alimony, she's more likely to divorce. So 50% of marriages end in divorce, and 80% of those divorces are initiated by women. So why are women so quickly to get rid of dudes? Yeah, it's could be, maybe he didn't meet her standards in some ways, right? But, well, maybe she chose the wrong dude. So accountability comes in that too. But when you incentivize someone to divorce another individual, then, and hey, if you divorce him, we're going to give you half of what he has. So take that right there, right? So that incentivize, and then you see how women, not only women, I'm sure men, if we were incentivized to do something, we would do it too. So I'm not coming at the woman here, but I'm just speaking about human nature, right?
Like the shortcut.
Yeah, so when you incentivize a human to get resources for something, that's why women are initiating all the divorces. And also, that's why women was getting rid of all the dads out the homes because they're incentivized by the government.
Women initiate divorce after being treated. Yeah, and after spending 20 years with a woman, you should want to still take care of her. You should still want to be that provider because men should be providers naturally.
Afterwards?
Especially if you have children, you want to make sure your children are still good.
Being a mother and being a wife is a job. No matter how you
jobs.
Put it. Yes. You got to think about it. If I go to somebody's house and clean their house every day, and get paid for it, that's a job. So if I do the same thing at my house, it's not a job. Why? Because I'm not getting paid for it. I'm still working. If I go to a daycare and I babysit kids all day, if I'm at home, it's a job. I have to get them back. I'm telling you, it's a job to take care of kids. It's a job to be a wife. It's a job to, love your man. You have to be on top of things. You have to make sure you look good for him. Make sure you do this. You rub his back.
Yeah.
That's work.
That is true.
That's what you guys want. Y'all want us to work and play our position as a female.
Yo, but my dad he was a single black father. There's no like child support, for him or anything like that. It's not set up that way, if that makes sense.
My ex has full custody of his daughter, and he get child support from the girl, from the lady. Yes.
I'll add into this, right? In regards
benefits too.
In regards to what you were saying, being a stay-at-home mom, it's hard. It is very hard. Think about it, right?
You're being sarcastic.
You have a dishwasher that you have to bend over and put dishes in there, and you have vacuums that you gotta push down.
You gotta plug in the cord.
Yo, you gotta sweep a whole lot too, right? You gotta do sweeping, and then hold on. When this nigga get home from work, you make sure his plate is ready.
Hot.
His plate
In the
gotta be
microwave.
hot. It gotta be hot though, because if the nigga plate not hot,
I don't want to eat it.
It gotta be hot. You don't want to eat it, right? So you gotta. It's super hard, but yo, the plumbers, the construction workers, the dudes that's on the
but you
fixing
have
the
one
electricity,
job. That's still
that's up there
one
climbing,
job,
getting electrocuted.
Excuse
me. The dudes that's doing offshore drilling, the dudes that's doing offshore drilling, all the construction workers, everything that we're seeing, touching, has all been built by men. It takes a whole lot of work. So I do agree that it's hard. It's just not as hard as what the man does. But let me bring it full circle, right?
Okay.
But let me bring it full circle. I'll let you go real quick, right? So in regards to, you are correct, Ashley. Alimony, right, was based off of the woman being a stay-at-home mom, not working. It's based off how it used to be, how life used to be back in the 40s, 30s, 50s, stuff like that, when woman wasn't working, when it wasn't even legal for women to work at certain points, right? So the woman couldn't work. She didn't have the opportunity to work. So that's why those laws is based off still old human behaviors, old relationship behaviors. All the women in the world have all the opportunities to work and to make their own money. Who Jeff Bezos, she works, and he just gave the wife
$70 billion.
It was like $70 billion.
It's based off his financial.
But she was
craft.
still
That's
working.
why she got so much.
$70 billion.
She
You don't know what she did.
She
Behind every great man is an even better woman.
$70 billion.
She didn't think of any of the stuff. She didn't do any of the backbone or any of the hard work.
Didn't network. No networking.
She did none of it. But what I'm saying is, to break it to you, right? You are correct based off of the law, but the law it didn't catch up to the noun how human behaviors in relationships act now, because women have all the rights and privileges that men have in the working field.
And I think that's why men feel emasculated, because we have come a long way. A lot of us make more money than men, and that blows y'all egos real bad.
Well,
it does.
Not the majority.
Well, no, imagine that. Well, I'll make it make sense to you. Imagine if I said that. How would you feel if I dressed up real pretty? We was in a relationship, right? I dressed up real pretty. I got my nails done.
You would not be my man
just
like that.
So you think about that, right? You already disqualified me already, because it's not that you felt less of a beautiful woman or you felt insecure. It's just that you didn't care about my beauty. You get what I'm saying? So now let's reverse it, right? Men don't care about a woman's income. So especially a high value man, a nigga that's broke, he not gonna care about it. A guy is never gonna choose a girl that's a 10, right? She's a 10, she could work at McDonald's, but it's a 5 and she's a millionaire. The nigga that's worth something, he's choosing the girl that worked at McDonald's, because we prioritize beauty over income. We don't look for security from a money standpoint, how women look for it.
I've dated men, and I make a decent amount of money.
Yeah.
And I'm able to take care of myself, provide for myself, but I also know balance. I know when to let a man be a man. But with men, when it comes to me, when they know who I am, what I do, like how I maneuver, I can see their ego just like shrivel. And I don't like that. because I'm going to allow you to be that man until you show me different. But you don't even get that opportunity because you've already like downsized yourself. So I think that's why men feel emasculated, because of the power that women now have.
And
we didn't take from your power.
For sure.
We didn't take from it. So it's like, why did you guys lower your masculinity once we became more...
I'll tell you what you see in that man. What you see is an indecisive man, a man that's not a leader, a man that has no ambition or motivation. So you curate that in your mind to be like he feels less of something or he's insecure. I'll speak the truth here. No man...
You can't speak my truth.
Not your truth. The truth in general, because there's only one truth. Everyone says it's my truth thing, but there's only one truth. And the truth is objective, not subjective. Well, your observation of the truth is subjective, but 1 + 1 = 2 everywhere you go.
Those are facts.
Yeah, so that's the truth. So as I was saying, right, men, I gave you that example so you could like feel it's like you just didn't care about me being beautiful. It was like whatever. I don't care about your fashion choices. That's how men care. We got that same feeling when a girl is making bread. We don't care about your pockets because we all know that my money is if I'm making money, my money is your money and your money is your money. So it's like, it doesn't really matter to us because men have a burden of performance to perform, meaning that we have to provide for a woman and we have to, provide security to that woman. If not, we know it's a time clock ticking where she's going to lose attraction for us and she's going to kick us to the curb. Wow. So what I'm saying is that there's two types of men. There's two types of men that has the drive, ambition, and that's a leader, and that's a go-getter, and that's going to make something of himself, and that can provide you a future. And there's the other nigga that's lazy. So what I'm saying is that you're just choosing the lazy nigga and you're seeing that laziness in him, but you're converting that to him being insecure and you emasculating him from all of your drive. He's not emasculated. He's just a lazy broke nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So the reality of all of this is that niggas do not care about how much money a female makes. The more money a man makes, the less he cares about how much a female makes. And that's just no Fugazee. But let's get on to the next topic here. You got something?
Yes, actually. We're going to circle back here to the alimony.
Okay. I have something up for alimony. Can I read this? Can I read this?
Go ahead.
So it says, hold up.
And where are you pulling this from?
This is
Wikipedia.
The law shit.
Making sure.
Alimony was further justified as a way to award damages to an injured party or monetarily penalize the person responsible for causing the emotional pain during the marriage.
So what that basically means that a woman, no matter despite
the man or person caused emotional pain,
this is what I'm saying.
Though.
No matter this is what I'm saying. Despite what truly happened, despite what truly happened, an event can happen, right? And that event is true because it happened. But based off her perception, she could feel differently and she could be like, well, I felt that you wasn't the man that you...
I felt like you cheated on me.
I felt like you cheated on me. I felt like all these things, but maybe the nigga didn't do those things, but she felt the type of way. So what I'm saying is based off a woman's feelings, she could get 50% of the nigga's income.
Just cause.
It makes no sense. So that's what I'm saying.
Women typically don't
the laws have to catch up.
I'm going to speak for me. I wouldn't go into a marriage looking for a divorce or wanting a divorce.
Yeah.
I would try and stick it out as long as I can until I'm like, all right, this nigga's not changing. He's not trying to make no type of like changes or as far as like what he's doing. So yes, absolutely. Because I know the way to a man's, I guess like to make him upset is to attack his pockets.
So you have every right to feel that way of how you feel, but all I'm saying is that the marriage laws is old. It didn't catch up to today. It didn't catch up. They didn't revamp the laws after women was in the working field. You get what I'm saying? The laws was back when women wasn't working. They was really mopping floors, cooking food, and giving back massages, which I said.
So you
but
think that
now
women still don't do that?
No, what I'm saying is that women do that now, but
women were working.
Yeah, and work.
Women were working.
But the
back
thing
then.
is that now you have
black women were working back then for sure.
I wipe down walls. I do all that.
But the thing is now you have.
I'm a cook.
now you have the choice to do all that. Before you didn't have the choice. That's why alimony. Anyone else wants to elaborate on that before I get into the next question?
So I feel like alimony is that much more deserved now that women are working. Like we are.
How does that make sense?
That don't make sense.
Because now we're wearing several more hats.
Several hats, yeah.
I run a business.
The dude already had.
So if I run a business, that means
You have
I'm
to
doing.
think that I'm putting money into the household as well. That means that we are both putting into this life that you promised me and that we promised each other. And when you fuck that up, you're gonna give me money.
You're gonna get the house and then the money.
Man, y'all want the 40 acres in the middle. Damn. Y'all want everything. You want we already gave y'all the rent.
But I would want you to not cheat. I would want you to not be a bad person. I would not want to be. Go ahead.
You said incentive. That gives a man incentive to not fuck around.
That sounds like a hostage situation to me.
That
And it
sounds
is.
like a booby trap.
But at the same time, you made that woman a wife, so you
Booby trap.
selected your dream girl. Why wouldn't you not want to treat her right?
I do believe that every man that marries a woman or that is fully committed to a woman, as far as the masculine excellence, a guy should be putting his best foot forward and taking care of that woman in all ways. If the woman cheats, no, it's haram, it's treason, and she shouldn't get anything. But if the relationship goes whatever south and it ends, I think that the most masculine thing to do is if she was at home taking care of the kids and really not doing too much, look out for her. I think any masculine man would do that because, like I said, a masculine man is a provider, a protector, and he has a high moral ground. But let's get into some fun questions. So we just talking about politics. We just talking about social stuff. I let it rock. I like this though. We having fun. We went on food stamps. We is on all this. Let's get it. I like this question. So, if a celebrity, starting with you, Ash, if a celebrity slid in your DMs,
Only if it's Lil Baby.
You already knew.
so you giving Lil Baby the box if he slide in. He ain't gotta do too much. Lil Baby sliding your DMs right now.
I'm trying to get a man.
Listen.
No, but no.
Yeah, so,
But Lil Baby, he will spend. He will spend. So I'll be taken care of. So I'm okay with that.
So all right. So Lil Baby slide in the
Hypothetically
DMs and he like, yo, man, I'm about to fly you out to Atlanta or wherever he
What
at.
time?
What time you on there and you gonna submit to Lil Baby? All right, cool. What about you?
No, I have had famous men try to.
You ain't never take a flight? Don't.
Oh,
But that would like
Oh, no.
push you
Which
out
I've
one,
there.
never
though?
had a famous man try to take me on a flight. I've been with them in person and they
Okay.
tried to sleep with me, and I didn't do it.
But
You
what
do it?
famous one?
Who?
'Cause
Can you
some of them
speak in
is
the mic a little bit?
yeah, who?
like,
Who?
but who would? No, not even that. Who would you
famous.
say okay
Yeah.
to?
Who would you say okay to?
Yeah.
That's the question.
To be flown out
Like, this is
or
the
to
question.
sleep with? Which one is
This is the
different?
question. Your crush of a famous celebrity, he slides in your DMs. He's like, yo, I want to fly you out. You know he flying you out because it's going to be sexual. Who knows what can come from it? But what guy would you say yes to? Not what guy you going to say no to. I want to know the nigga you going to be like, okay, I'm on the next flight.
Yeah, because niggas get told. no
You
after that.
have it in your mind.
I don't
Look, you're
really
thinking about it.
have- No, for real, because honestly, I don't really have anybody. I have famous people who I'm attracted to, but nobody that I look at like that. Like, I'm very, like, at the end of the day, sleeping with a famous person is not doing nothing for me. Like, I know
Okay.
plenty of females that would sleep with somebody famous. just-
Certain famous
Say-
people ain't gonna do nothing for
just-
you.
But I'm certain famous people, I do agree.
Lil
but-
Baby will.
Listen. If I know that I'm gonna get something out of it, then yeah.
What
But just
Denzel
to be
said,
able to
I'm
say
leaving
that
with
I
something.
caught that body, like, I don't want to just run around and say, oh, I slept with this person. That's not doing nothing for me. But I think the game, I had a crush on him since I was young.
Okay. So the game.
Yeah,
you gonna,
because he's like very.
you going to let game slide in between them soul gaps and...
I mean, I don't know if the vibe was right. You know what I mean?
The vibe will
vibe-
definitely be right.
No. Before we even get to her, this proves what I said before. Remember when I said it's hard for niggas to get box? Game. Lil Baby. These niggas is rich with a whole lot of status. And you still got to make sure the vibes is right. Imagine what a regular niggas go through.
Yeah.
And here's a statistic,
Facts.
right? 1 in 3 males from the age of 18 and 30 are either a virgin or haven't had sex in a year. So most guys, girls just disqualify. Think about the guys you see at Walmart. You walk in Walmart, you look right past them. The guys in CVS, the guys at fast food restaurants, any person that's serving your food. You don't even give them a second look. Those are all, if you think about it, if you're not giving them a second look, how many other girls isn't giving them a second look? You feel what I'm saying? So it's very hard for dudes to get boxed. It's just that the guys that y'all select, right? Because usually you disqualify multiple men when they approach you. Your DMs is full. No. I'll bet if I look through all your phones, you got mad DMs.
They're not. It's all hair stuff, and I'm not even lying.
Okay.
I'm not even lying. It's all
you got the hair
It's all
salon,
girls.
but, all right, but for the most part, you know that DM you post something because you don't post a lot. I see your page.
all my stuff is hair stuff, so I don't get no niggas in my DMs.
I'm saying we could test it out right now. I'll take a picture of you on my phone, on your phone.
I don't want none of them locals. No, please.
We gonna post it, and you're gonna see how your DMs is flooded. All I'm saying is that, right? Girls have many options, right? And guys just don't have those options. Since you have so many options, you have a high intolerance level of men inadequacies, right? So that means that when you see a guy and he approaches you, you're looking for things to disqualify that man instead of to qualify him. When we around a woman and it's the courting process, we're looking to qualify. Oh, she got good elbows. That's a qualification. You know, it could be the most simplest things because niggas will hit anything, but the females, are picky. So based off the last conversation we had, remember when you was like, well, sex versus a man, sex versus a woman is like the same. It's not the same because y'all disqualify everyone.
I know broke niggas that get pussy.
For most women,
Yeah, guys.
these days, I agree.
What'd you say?
I said I know broke niggas that get pussy.
Broke dudes do
just has
get
game.
boxed. But think about it. Broke dudes get boxed from other areas.
What area? They need a place to stay.
I'll break it down for you like this, right?
Man, it's not.
Yes,
No.
attractive broke men. So what makes a
Because
man
somebody
attractive?
think he cute.
I'll break it down for you like this, right? Yeah.
She got a personal vendetta
No,
right
because
now.
I mean, I've been in stores and I've seen couples together, and I'm like, he a little bit dingy, she a little bit dingy, but he getting something from her and she's getting something from him too. He probably need a place to stay and she probably need a body to sleep next to. So
Yeah, we
broke
see
niggas
that.
is getting it.
We see that. What I'm saying is that doesn't matter who the girl is. She has a box and she has multiple boxes and some of these boxes need to be checked before she gives the puss to. So even a broke dude, I'm sure in that girl's boxes, one of them is money, but he qualified in other areas. Maybe he's charming. Maybe he's charismatic. Maybe he's got good teeth and a good smile. He's still qualified to that woman. That's why he got the box. But one of the boxes can be priority on another girl's list. You got to have money. Those girls, he's getting no box from. So that's just how it operates between men versus women. But who you sleeping with if a celebrity slid in your
Donald
DMs?
Glover.
Oh, you did say that?
Yeah.
What?
I had the same reaction until she broke it down.
Okay, cool. Donald Glover.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about Donald?
Donald who?
Donald Glover. Like,
what about him?
Yeah, what about him?
I'm positive he has a big dick.
He got the energy, huh?
Yeah, it's the energy.
He got the energy?
Yeah, and he's like weird. We could watch like anime, I'm all down for that shit.
What's your anime? I watch anime.
I don't watch anime, but
So
with
you
Donald
just saying
Glover,
that-
I will.
She likes that he's weird.
Okay. You like that?
He's
again.
a free thinker, very intellectual. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like him.
So
Donald
would it be another one, or is it just like if you think, that'll probably be the only one?
Nia Long.
Oh,
Hold on, who's that?
Nia Long.
Nia Long?
That's
know who that is.
that's a woman or a man? Who is?
It's a woman.
Y'all don't know who
Oh, Nia Long, the
Yeah.
woman. Oh, you go both ways. You shooting both buckets.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Shooting both buckets.
Okay, you shooting
Nia
on
Long.
both ends. Okay. You playing for both teams. Okay. No, that's what's up. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
She
got
it would
fine
be
nerve.
Angelina Jolene. I've always loved that bitch.
Angelina?
Angelina, she is fire.
Would you
That's
hit the
what I
old
said.
version or the younger
I'm
version?
hitting any
Both.
version.
You gonna hit the old?
Tomb Raider and Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Yeah.
That's what I said the other day.
Y'all niggas
How'd I tell
nasty,
you?
bruh.
Always
Those
been.
lips,
gorgeous.
bro.
Yeah.
No,
Those
And she's
lips.
a good person. She's a good mother. Like, she can get it.
I wouldn't do that now though. She looks a little different.
Yeah.
What about you? You would sleep with Rihanna?
That's my sister.
Y'all low key do look alike.
But I would sleep with Maya for sure. For sure.
Maya, you talking about the
Damn,
singer?
Maya.
Yes.
for sure.
Yes. I saw a picture today. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
She said,
Maya?
how about you?
Slide in the
What about
DMs.
y'all?
how about
Who would
y'all?
y'all sleep with?
I don't have any celebrity crushes. I think that a man that has a celebrity crush,
So there's nobody that you would look at and you.
Nah.
But you would you would sleep with anything.
So there's
Nah, I
nobody
never had
famous
a-
that you look at that you would sleep with.
nah.
Who's
I,
your celebrity
attracted to?
crush as a child?
no, I could tell you, I've never had a celebrity crush. I never crushed on a woman.
You don't have to crush on her, but would you fuck her? Pick one.
I've never even thought about that. Like, that's not even a thought that goes
This is
into my mind.
Fugazi.
That doesn't make
That's not Fugazi. I'll tell you why.
Regular women that you would sleep with, but you're telling me a famous person that you can't just look at. We're talking about just looks. We're not even
Yeah,
talking about
I'll tell
crush.
you why. So I'm a man that I've always been on a mission. So I look at life differently. Throughout my life, I've always been on a mission. I've always been a go-getter. Assertive, dominant, A-type personality. Ambition, tons of motivation. So I'm always doing things. I never had the time to be thinking about women. And also, I've never had a problem getting women. So I'm just an anomaly since I've never had a problem getting women.
You're
Since
a
my
unicorn.
focus isn't. So look, think about it. Since I've never had a problem getting women, my focus isn't on women. And then my focus is on my mission. So I'm never even thinking about
You've
a
never
chick
looked
that I'm,
at, let's say,
Nah.
Beyonce, be like, I'm gonna fuck her.
And that would definitely be someone that I wouldn't look at and be like, I'm a hit. One, she looks like my sister. So
Beehive
I've
is going
never,
to get you.
Nah, I wouldn't. But yeah, let's get into the next
What
question.
about you, Shay?
This nigga don't really know.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of on the same tip. I mean, it's just
Not even like Shakira.
Man.
like you.
I would do Shakira too.
Like,
She still looks
Put it like
great.
this.
hit, sure.
when, I'll
So,
tell,
yeah,
I'll
so
tell
you don't have
why.
to have like a crush, because I don't have a crush on Lil Baby, but he kind of cute. You know,
That's how I feel. He was my
All right.
childhood
He'll get
crush,
me
but
to
I
where
feel
Who's
like
your
he's
favorite
still
porn
good.
star? Because y'all have one of those,
I don't-
okay?
I don't watch
So
porn.
you never watched porn.
I don't watch porn and I don't masturbate.
That's crazy.
wrong.
I do not masturbate either.
Yeah, I don't do none
I've
of that.
never masturbated.
what?
Never?
I've never masturbated.
Now that could be Fugazi. I don't know.
I'm
I
not
don't believe in
lying.
that. You got all the tattoos. You got tattoos.
You never even like.
Listen, I'm gonna explain everything I love. I've never masturbated. Now, have I guess I never masturbated on my own. Have I played with myself in front of a man to turn him on? Yes, because I'm the type of person when it comes to that sex, I have to have
Yeah.
a person. So have I done it to please a man and turn him on and to satisfy him? Yes. On my own, have I ever masturbated? No, I never have. Have I maybe woke up and realized I was humping something a little bit? Yes. But have I ever? No, I'm dead serious. Have I ever like sat there and played with myself and came on by myself? No, I never have. I've never have. I don't even know what it feels like.
Wow.
Good
that's
woman. Good woman. God.
But I think
Unfortunate.
that's the reason
Proud.
why for me I am. Well, not really so much, but like I really am okay with being alone. Like I don't need sex.
Good.
I like sex.
Yeah.
If I find somebody that I like, I have a high sex drive with that person, but I honestly do not need sex. I'll be fine.
Yeah. Next
So
question.
why you never masturbated?
I just don't do that.
Even
I
as like, never mind.
think that's
Get what?
that's weird.
What?
Like
Even
think
as, like,
about
what?
think about masturbating and then you look in the mirror at yourself. You're like, you're
That's how I feel.
disgusting.
Like, wow.
That's
Like-
how I feel.
Like,
Same.
like you over here. Yeah, see how you
Because,
because
like-
y'all do it and you do feel y'all
Yeah,
feel nasty.
I've done it,
I
of
feel-
course.
I feel great.
Yeah,
I feel
because
my
You feel
baby.
great
I
afterwards?
know my
Absolutely.
body best,
Yeah,
and now I can
yeah.
tell my partner what I do like, what I don't like,
Exactly.
how far we can go, what we should not do. Like that's how I learned my body, not through somebody else, but through myself.
And that's important.
But I feel like I know my body. I know how.
You can know it very well.
I know my body very well. Believe me, I'm good. But for me, I can never mentally put myself that far where I can masturbate and just, I don't know. To me, it's like, what am I going to think? Like, oh my God, Quana. Like, yeah, I can't get there mentally. So to me, I can't.
Think about your celebrity crush. Think about the game.
It's not going to work.
Yeah, you know.
Thanks for the tutorial.
Yeah.
That's wild. So we're going to get on to the next question, right? Starting with you, Ashley.
Okay.
What do you think? Well, actually, no. We're going to get into this question first, then this other one. Describe your ideal man. Height, income, and maybe describe his looks in a sense. It could be race or anything like that. Go ahead.
So I've dated outside my race, but I prefer a black man.
Yes.
At least 5'11". I don't want them to be my height or shorter. Looks wise, I used to be into like the light brights, but now I need somebody.
What's a light bright? What's a light bright?
Like
I never heard of my light skinned niggas. Yeah.
She already
Like
disqualified me twice. She disqualified me twice. All right, cool.
Yellow niggas.
But now it's somebody that's like my complexion or darker. Obviously like a good steady income because I have a good steady income.
Okay, let's speak numbers. So what's for your ideal man? What's the minimum that you would accept yearly? So we're speaking 50, 100,000, 120,000, 200,000. What's the minimum for your ideal man? And ideal meaning that if you prayed to God, this is the God that you would ask God for. So
minimum, and God will give it to me.
Well, yeah, because you're ideal guy. So think of it like that.
$1 million.
Okay, $1 million
a year, but you don't have to be a millionaire.
Okay, so
But
be a little bit more realistic than of a number.
Steady income where I know when we combine it, it'll be something even greater.
All right,
so
give a figure.
Even if you made less than me, I would be okay with that as long as it's not like substantially
Just say
low.
a number.
Yeah, just say a number.
Damn.
Yearly amount.
Well, at least 100K.
Okay, at least 100K. All right. Cool. And what about you, Quana?
I don't care too much about looks. I've dated people who don't look good.
Race then? You can go with race.
Race, I prefer to be with a black man now at my age. Like, I don't know, I love black men.
So that means that you said now, so that means you done
younger,
caught a couple white boys or something, huh?
Yeah, I used to love white boys when I was younger. And light-skinned niggas, you know.
And light-skinned, high yellow?
Yes.
All right.
But I prefer to be with a black man now. And then as far as income, I don't think, to me, honestly speaking, I really don't think that matters to me.
Okay.
What matters to me is a man who has a hustle. I fall in love with a hustle ambition, and that is actually going somewhere. Like, I have to really see that you're trying to do something, and that you gotta be putting something out from it. You know what I mean?
So you need to see proof of it. So
yeah,
like
I fall in love with
decent,
hustle. I believe a man that has a hustle,
money flow.
It says a lot about you as a person. I cannot be with somebody who's broke. I cannot be with somebody who's broke. Like, you have to have a hustle. And when you have a hustle, it says a lot about a person. You know, it shows that you get up every day, you got motivation, you're trying to do something, you're trying to achieve something. So that's what matters to me. As long as I see you bringing something to the table, we're going to make that thing work. And I'm going to take whatever you bring, and we're going to make that add up.
I got a question for you. How many dudes have you been with that had that hustle mentality and it still didn't work? All of them.
I would say I wouldn't say all of them, because I dated men, like, I've taken care of men. I would say maybe like 3.
Maybe 3 of those guys had the hustle mentality. And then the guys that you took care of, it didn't work. Okay, cool. So let's just give a number for the viewers, because there's going to be women and guys watching that would like to know a number. So what's the minimum for your ideal man? Because if you think about it, ambition, motivation, if you peel back the layer, it comes from income. They have to produce. So you're banking it on them producing. If they produce, what's that number? That minimum number?
It's not 0.
No.
Definitely.
I mean, I don't know.
Just give a number, whatever you will feel comfortable. Okay, give a comfortable lifestyle where you could be in your most feminine energy and submit to it. You ain't gonna submit to no broke nigga. You ain't really gonna submit to a nigga that's you gotta go 50-50 with.
$13 an hour is
first date, let's go
$25,000.
Dutch.
$13 an hour is
It
$25,000.
would have to be at least $100K.
Okay,
At
100K.
least.
Good. You in a relationship, right? We ain't got to talk about your current dude. So, speaking generally,
Okay.
your ideal man, what's the minimum income he got to make?
Well, the man that I'm with right now and the men prior to him set the bar pretty high. So I'm not going to bullshit y'all. Like, you got to be making at least $125K a year.
125.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Question starting here. What's the percentage of men in America do you think make that 125K?
So that's funny because I just talked about this today. But I would say specifically between the ages of like 25, 30, 35, it's around 7 or 8% of those people that are making over $100,000 a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I don't know, men specifically is probably even less than
That's what you think?
because it's including women as well in that number. But yeah.
It's just like 12%.
and what about let it rock. What about you, Quana? How many your ideal men, what percentage of men do you think is making $100,000 a year?
I would say...
I mean, he just gave us the answer.
Yeah.
That just made
He did just give us the answer.
Is that
Yeah, nigga,
is
don't
that
get an answer.
categorized
I
by
fucked up. I
age,
fucked up.
or is that like age specific? Is there a group, or it's just in general?
it's
General.
just like men in general.
Yes, in general.
What is it
So-
for women?
No, it's in. I got the numbers in my head. I'll give it. So,
I want it from Google.
yeah, I mean, you can Google it if you want. I could be off. He's always updating. But as far as in America as a whole, only about 12 to 10% of all Americans make $100,000 a year. Now, when you put it to just men making $100,000 a year, it goes down to about 5 to 7%. And then if you put it down to black men making $100,000 a year, because you guys all want black men, it goes down to like 1 to 2%. So only 1 to 2% of these niggas that could actually be your ideal man if we're just putting in the income. And that's not including him being charming, him having good morals, good standards, good life qualities that he could bring to you and experiences that he could bring to you. That's not including his height. Another thing, I got her height, 5'11". What about your height for your ideal man?
I don't think height matters to me at all.
Okay,
I have
so-
dated very short men.
But what's your
prefer?
ideal guy? Obviously you
I
dated them
would
short niggas, but it ain't work out. Probably too short.
I honestly would prefer him just to be taller than me.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3" and a half.
5'3". So he could be 5'4".
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, speaking of 15% of the American population is 6 feet or taller. So if you break it down to men, it's even.
I have a lot of options.
Yeah, you got a lot of options as far as height. Yeah. One of these little niggas, they get. But with the height
little
and with the
niggas-
income.
But the thing is that I realized too, I feel like little niggas have big dicks, especially skinny niggas. Skinny niggas and little niggas have big dicks. It's
So
the
you
ones
looking-
that are big and aki and then that are husky. Their dicks are very small.
From your experience?
Yeah,
Okay,
from my experience.
makes sense. Yeah, girls want to add in on that?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So, question starting here. What do you think the man that you wants in you? So your ideal man, what do you think that he wants in you? You know what you want in him.
I don't know. Because I feel like men will just choose whatever based on like physical appearance. So physically, I think I'm appealing by society standards. So as far as like what's in my head, like my personality, I don't really think it would even matter to him. Because I've seen it.
Okay. And what
That yourself too earlier. that most a man would pick.
A high
girl who
value
works
woman
at
is what she looks
because
like.
she looks beautiful, and wipe her over a woman who is successful.
You did. You said
No,
that.
I'm not going.
There's still other values, though.
No,
you good.
wrong.
I'm sure there
I'm not
are.
going against anything what y'all saying. This is your preference you're saying here, and then you said that you don't really know. You would say men do prioritize beauty very high up on the list. My question to you is, but you answered it. What do you think the men that you want in you? So I'm gonna ask you that. What do you think?
For me, I would definitely say looks is a big thing. I would say somebody who listens to them. I realize a lot of men, like, even when they don't make sense, or, you know what I mean, whatever they got going on, that they want somebody that's actually going to listen to them. I think a lot of men want companionship. I don't think they want relationships. I think a lot of men have relationships or in relationships just because that's what us girls want. I think a lot of men get married because that's what us girls want. Majority of men.
Speaking facts.
So it's the companionship that most men look for. Somebody to text, somebody to, a fuck buddy, somebody to chill with when they're having a bad day. But the actual commitment and the work and, what goes into a relationship, the respect, they don't really care too much for that.
Okay. So then now my next question, and you already got a man, so you obviously know what he want in you.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. You got a man. So I'll make a quick statement. As always, I've been asking this question a lot, for girls that come on the podcast. And it always, it's not so surprising anymore that men have to know what a woman wants in order to get box, in order to get sex. We have to know what the woman wants in us.
Yeah.
When we're courting them, when we're taking her out to give her a good experience, even when we just on a first approach, we know we have to be confident. We know we have the cadence in our voice has to be nice. We know we can't say the wrong thing or she would disqualify us.
Gotta be charming.
We know
You
we
should
gotta
want
be
to be
charming.
those things.
No, but listen here. I'm saying that we know what the woman that we want wants in us, and then we acquiesce to that, and we give the woman that. That's the only way a man gets sex.
How's that?
Why does it boil down to sex?
Let me break it down for y'all.
Is that all that
No,
you,
let me-
like you
I'm gonna
all want?
correlate
Like
it.
y'all, like in general, like men? Is that like the overall prize? Just so that I know moving forward as I'm dating in this crazy world, like what is the end game? Because everything you've said has all boiled down to getting the pussy.
Yeah, so, the reality, we've all said, and y'all answered the question, do you think a man would cheat? All of you said, yes, most men would cheat. So most men, the reality is all men deal with women for sex. All women deal with men for security. Men love idealistically, women love opportunistically. Basically means that if that man is not producing and he's not on his hustle, he's not on his grind, you will inadvertently lose attraction. Not only that, if that man is vulnerable and he's not emotionally stable and he's putting all his emotions on you, well, he's supposed to be the rock. It's not the opposite way around. You would lose attraction for that man. So, you saying no?
Yeah. I've dated a man who was vulnerable and his emotions came off as it started to become like verbal abuse. So I don't mind you being like vulnerable, but men don't have a scale. They just start to just like bug out. Like there's no balance there.
Well, think about it. An emotional man.
And I loved him. So you can't say like, because he's vulnerable, he don't deserve love, or like he wouldn't get love.
You did stupid for love. Remember I asked that question before? You was loving a dude that he was being vulnerable to you. I'll tell you this. A vulnerable man is a scary man. All the school shooters are emotional men. They're doing things because they can't control their emotions. Most of the men that commit crime and that's in prison, they snapped. They got a short fuse.
That's weak.
You get what I'm saying? That's weakness. It's vulnerability. It's emotions. So what I'm saying is this, to correlate it all together, right? I'm saying that all women have a threshold of how much emotions in a man being pussified that they could deal with. If a nigga is working and he lost his job and he's putting all that pressure on you, oh baby, I lost my job, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You're like, nigga, go on Indeed and apply for another job. But if the man is masculine about it, because things happen, he could lose his job, but he takes a masculine approach and the non-vulnerability emotional approach, and he's like, you know what, honey? Last week things got a little shaky, but I got this new job that I'm going to be starting tomorrow, so things gonna be all right. You're gonna be like, wait, you lost your job, but you were fine. I didn't experience this. You didn't. He was a rock. You get what I'm saying?
That's because he had a job lined up.
Not only that. It's like part of masculinity and true love. A man truly loving his woman is understanding his woman. Right? So why would I want to put my woman in a situation by telling her something that I know her emotions may not handle it? You get what I'm saying? Do I want to see my woman worry and have anxiety or feel depression by telling her a situation that I can't handle? No, I don't want to put those pressures on a woman. I'm supposed to be the rock that her emotions fall on. So when she has a problem, she could bring it to me. She could cry. I'm not going to lose attraction for her. But I should never be the one to put stuff on her and her emotions to be riled up. That's not true love. That's a weak man. So what I'm saying is, right, you may be okay with a guy, crying because he lost his job, but you may not be okay with it. You may be okay. You may not even be okay if a family member died, but he moping around and don't know what to do all the time.
Fucked up. Don't.
Yeah,
I'm just
don't point to
saying,
me
if
and
he's
say
moping
that.
around and he's been grieving, it's been 6 months, you like, nigga, get back to work, do something, produce.
No.
I feel like that's how I am, though. I feel like I'm very...
You see?
I'm
Yes.
very, very cold when it comes to dealing with a man. Like, I don't got time for none of that, only because, like we said earlier, in society, I feel like as a woman, we do have to be harder because most men are not stepping up to the plate. So if I am going to deal with a man, I don't got time for none of that. I don't care what your problem is. You need to figure it out. You got a certain time period to cry, a certain time period to be
Which
in
is
your
why
funk.
men feel as though they
But
can't
you need-
express themselves
you
now.
need to get up out that damn funk. We ain't got
There
time
needs
for
to be
that.
like a balance. Like for me personally, like my man, my partner, I'm your safe place.
Right.
So you can come here, you can cry it out, and then we're gonna figure out a plan after that though. But I'm gonna let you have your moment or your moments to get it out, do what you gotta do, but we're gonna find out, like figure out a plan.
But there's gonna be a certain amount that you're gonna take
Everything
and deal
needs
with,
balance.
right?
But to just say like, all right, you got this amount of time, get it together. Like that's why men don't feel as though they can open up emotionally to their women or just like people in general, which is why they keep that shit built up and they start shooting people.
No, not that. So I'll tell you this, right? All human beings have to be perspicacious enough to understand their surroundings and to understand the people that they're dealing with, right? As a man, you have to be a leader. So in a relationship, do y'all agree you all want a leader in a relationship, a man to lead you in the right direction, a strong masculine male? Well, how can that man lead you to, think about it, right? I'll give you an example. We're in war and I'm the sergeant and all the other soldiers listen to me and I'm leading, my troops to this battle. And let's say I break down and I'm like, oh guys, the explosion's going over here, man. I don't know what to do, man. Oh, bro. And I'm like asking questions to the other people like, what we're going to do here?
They're looking
do
for
you
you.
think they're looking for me to lead them? Do you think that they will respect me and follow my lead after that? No, they'll
This
be
is
like,
war.
oh,
respect.
Don't
No.
don't compare a relationship to war.
no,
It's emotional.
It's based off of, right?
That's an extreme
it's
analogy.
Not an extreme. It's not an extreme. You have a higher threshold. She just said that her threshold is much more. She not dealing with BS.
Like,
So
you can cry. Like a man can be vulnerable with me, but it's there's a time.
there's a time period. Yeah.
I like what he's saying is like we have a certain amount that we'll deal with. Like a man cannot sit there and just keep throwing problems on us
Right.
and crying to us and
The man
not-
is supposed to be the problem
Yeah.
solver, not the
you
problem
can't
giver.
and think that a woman at some point is not going to get fed up. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Which is why I said everything needs balance.
And based off the other thing that you said, right? Men should talk to other men with their problems. You don't go to your girl with your problems. You go to your friends or your father or your family with your problems. You don't want to put that pressure on your girl
Or your therapist because.
or your
Yeah.
therapist. Go to a therapist
Yeah.
for sure. Why not?
But
People need therapy,
absolutely.
for real.
I definitely agree. Like I think it's okay for a man to be vulnerable with me at times. But I respect what you did. That's how I feel about it. Like, at the end of the day, like, as a man, I feel like men, you have to figure it out.
Gotta figure it out.
Together, figure it out, get up, do what you gotta do, and get it done. Like, I am okay with a man being vulnerable with me. But if you're like that all the time, and like all your problems, every time you're sad, every time you're going through something, I cannot do that. A man probably got at least 2 times a year you can be vulnerable with me. You can have little vulnerability times where you might be like, damn, this is stressing me out. And I'm like, all right, babe, you know, you had a long day. Little shit like that is okay.
Again,
but
better compensate.
Your problems to me consistently, I do believe that as a man, the type of man that I want, you need to figure it out.
If you have consistent problems, then that's a problem. If you always have something going on. So I'm not saying he can just cry to me 24/7. That's a problem. But again, balance. Like, if you're going through something emotionally, money-wise, I would rather not know, because that kind of triggers something in me where it's like, all right, we gotta figure something out, like, real quick.
Yeah, that puts
because
pressure on you.
I've been in that position where it's like, I didn't have it. So it's like, now it's like, he ain't got it. I gotta make sure that we got it now. But it's like, if you're going through something like emotionally or whatever have you, you can talk to me. I would prefer if you talk to me. I don't want you to go out and talk to just your niggas, because then you're like, I can't even talk to this bitch. Like, you need balance in a relationship. Emotional balance, physical, because I have male friends and I have male cousins where it's like, I can't even fucking talk to my girl. I'm like, damn, like, that sucks, which lets me know you guys do want to talk to your woman, but you feel as though it's not safe enough to do so. And that sucks.
So here's the discussion we're having. I'm speaking about what is, and you're speaking about what should be. Reality is based
is that
off
way
of,
when you over here with me.
Yeah, okay, all right. So
when you are over there with her.
you say that.
You can talk to me.
You praying for these vulnerable niggas. God gonna give them. God gonna give you one, and you gonna be like,
being
Cooley.
vulnerable is not emasculating yourself. Just to put it out there, because again, everything needs balance. Men do have emotions, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's not about.
Not to say like, all right, just be out here bitching 24/7. No, again, balance.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to do anything about emasculating.
I want to say that there is more to vulnerability than just like crying.
Weakness. Yeah.
Like,
it's bigger than that.
There are moments that you're going to see some kind of vulnerability in the partner that you have, and you need to make sure that you're in a safe space where that's okay. Like, hell, you could be afraid of spiders, you know? In that moment, you're fucking vulnerable because...
Why are you screaming like that?
You scream, my nigga.
Hey, I don't like bugs, so I ain't gonna hold you, but I'ma still kill them. But
it's okay
when a bug come up, like, I'ma still think twice to kill that little nigga. But I see what you're saying. There are different things when it comes to vulnerability.
It's a balance. I do agree with Ashley. Like, there's definitely a balance in it, but I think some girls take it less, and some girls are more accepting to it, and I'm less.
Got you. So, I know you less. Let me just elaborate. So, all of the females pretty much said, because we went off tangent there, off topic. All of the females said that you don't really know what the guy that you want wants in you. I would just say that guys are very simple. We want simple things, right? Just be an asset instead of a liability. If you could be an asset instead of a liability to his life, that's a huge thing. To break it down even further, I know you said beauty. Of course, he wants, feminine, fit, submissive, kind, friendly, just a happy individual. Life for men is hard. So when we look at our girl, we just want to see that smile and, that warm, nice feeling. So that's what men look for. It isn't. We ain't that complicated. Let's get into a fun question. Got 2 questions. We're going to wrap it up, maybe 15 more minutes, all right? Bet. Do you think body count matters? Start with you.
Me?
Yeah. Do you think body count matters?
For whom?
Women?
Do you think body count matters for a woman?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think body count, you don't think it matters? What about you?
From my point of view, or like for a man's point of view?
Well, it could be your point of view, a man's point of view, any...
From a man's point of view, it does matter.
For you, okay,
they would see you as something like, I can't wife that. I could fuck that, but I can't wife that.
Facts. What about your point of view?
Valid.
Your point of view?
My point of view? Does a woman's body count matter?
Yeah.
To me, I don't care who you fuck.
Okay, from your point of view. Starting here with you. You have kids?
No.
You don't got no kids?
Nope.
We got
I'm not just blessing any nigga with a baby. I'm sorry.
Gotta find you.
And mine come with a criteria. Nah.
How old are you?
Right?
How old are
Bitches
you?
done have babies at 40.
How old are you?
I'm 32.
It's
Yeah.
high risk pregnancy, but that's another topic, right? Anyway,
What was it?
so body count doesn't matter to you, but you think that it matters to the man. So here's the next question, right? If you had a son, because you don't got kids, and your son worked on himself, became the best man he can, and he had 2 women that he loved. He loved them equally, all the same. But he said, Mom, I want your advice. One woman has 100 bodies and the other woman has 4, but they love me equally. I love them, but I only want to choose one. What would you advise your son to do?
First of all, he shouldn't be in love with 2 women. That's ridiculous.
Every woman says that,
Because
bro.
that's,
Just-
it's just not right.
If
Men can
those
love
are
multiple
options.
women, but anyways, go ahead.
Whoever treats you the best, do your thing.
Okay, so I said advice. What would you advise him?
Whoever treats you the best, do your thing,
All right, so
and
if I
that's
go
who you
to-
go with.
If I go to
If I ain't gotta fuck her, if she got 100 bodies, that means she got more experience. I ain't gotta fuck her. That's on you.
So question, right? If I go to a financial advisor and he's like, whatever business you want to invest in, it's up to you. That's not advice. So my question for you is that the information that
Flip
you
a
have.
coin.
Oh, so you're not gonna give advice. What about you, Kwana? You gonna give the son advice on what to do in that
Honestly,
scenario?
I believe somebody told me a long time ago that like women that sleep with multiple men, it's harder for them to settle down because you put all the man that you with at the expectations of all the men that you have.
Yeah, women start to compare and contrast.
Yes. So I do believe that to a certain extent, but I also do believe that it can be vice versa. Like you can have more experience and know more of what you want because you've been through more.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at a different stage. So I will really just tell him to just go with whatever he feel is best, honestly.
Okay, so no advice, just go what you feel is best. What about you?
So I have a son, and
So
I have 2
think
sons.
about it.
I have 2
Right.
sons.
So let me paint the picture real quick before you answer. You birthed this kid. He was in you for 9 months. You changed his Pampers for X amount of years. You took him through elementary and high school, and he became someone of importance and someone that accomplished, maybe a doctor or a lawyer, someone prestige. And he's going to give a ring in his commitment. And you know what comes with giving a ring and commitment. If something goes wrong, nigga, she get half. So I'm asking you a question based off your son, since you have one. He got 2 girls, one got 100 body count and one got 4. He loved them the same, they love him the same. Which woman would you advise him to go with?
okay, so I don't want to offend anybody, but honestly, like I low key don't even care. I'm a very spiritual person.
Oh, we have one.
Don't you
Yo, I
have
thought
one?
we
No,
had one.
Let her finish.
Listen, I don't care if I offend somebody, okay? I'm a very spiritual person, and I feel like sex is very intimate, especially for a woman. And there are things called soul ties. So every person that you lay with is leaving a little piece of themselves inside of you every single time. And as a woman, you have to be very particular about who you're letting into this temple and sacred space. And so I would never advise my son to go and be with forever and eventually marry this woman and have children by this woman, and she has 100 body counts.
We got one.
But this is based off of spiritual level. You guys are strictly thinking physical.
Regardless.
Listen, let me tell you. I'll give you the truth. No Fugazee. That was based off logic. What you did, logic and reason. What you did was you literally put the dots together. Well, my son is this, and you use that. Women tend to not be able to pair bond, and you use the stuff you said. So you use logic and reasoning to come up with the best decision to advise your son.
Critical thinking.
Critical thinking.
Critical
skills.
thinking.
I get both. That was a good question, but those are great responses. The soul ties, I'm like,
I don't believe in
let
soul
her finish.
ties.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I would say this, right? Studies was done on this. Y'all probably seen it on, I think, No Jumper posted it, but it was on like the Shade Room and stuff for a little bit, but it was everywhere. And study was just done that once a woman reaches a body count of 6, the probability goes down for her to keep a long-term relationship. So anything after 6, you saying it right? Anything after 6, the probability,
how did I
and the
not see
reason
this?
why is because I said before, all human beings, right? It's as simple as this. All human beings. Do you ever miss what you never had? No, I ain't never missed what I never had. I may want something I never had, but I ain't never miss it. And we all know missing something is stronger. You yearn for what you miss. Wanting something is different. So if she done let multiple niggas slide in between her soul gaps and toss it and flip it and it's 100, yeah, you know what I mean? It's the probability of her staying with my son. I would never advise my son to choose that woman because we all know statistically women initiate 80% of divorces, so she may leave my
Because
son.
of what?
Well,
What
women,
else does
But
the
that's where
statistics
I got
say?
what I said earlier when I said that when you have a higher body count, they say that most women, it's harder for them to settle down because they're so busy comparing multiple men.
I mean, my
Yes.
body count
So
isn't 100,
that-
and I'll compare. If a
about
nigga is
that.
bad or if a
Think
nigga
about
is
that,
good.
right? Yeah. So think
From
about
nigga
that,
number
right?
1 or nigga number 4. So
Comparing.
Yes.
comparing.
Yeah.
And it gets even deeper, right? Girls get alpha widowed, meaning that they get with an alpha and they sprung on that nigga forever, and it's hard for them to find someone that's better. The probability of her sleeping with many dudes that could have wowed her and gave her a great experience is much higher than a woman sleeping with 4. So I would say, hey, son, go with the one that's 4. Yeah, she could have probably still been with a nigga that's maybe better than you in multiple metrics, but the probability is still greater there than being with that woman that has 100 body counts, because even if none of them met an alpha, just still that one I got 100 is going to be harder to pair bond. The likelihood of divorce goes up and a whole lot of other things. But we're going to end this podcast.
Can I ask a question
Oh,
real
yeah. Yep, ask a
All right.
question.
So I want to ask y'all, do men actually want relationships and marriage? Or do you believe that most men get in relationships and commit themselves to females and get married solely based off the fact that that's what we want?
In today's society, there's not a benefit that a man can get out of marriage that he can't get in a regular relationship. So men, that's how we look at it. If there was a benefit that we can get out of marriage than a regular relationship, then, we'll think about it harder. But not only that, it's give and get. The person that gives something isn't celebrated, is not that praise there. The woman gets benefits. She gets the ring. She gets the title. She gets, if something goes wrong, half. She gets things. So that's why women are the ones going for it. But I do think most men do want a family. Most men do want to leave a legacy. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah.
So you want a family, but you don't, which is lifetime, but you don't want a marriage, which will also be like a lifetime commitment. Like you want that commitment, but not like the label on it.
Well, I'm speaking about biology,
He's not
right?
trying to give half.
No.
That's why prenups exist. Again, that's why prenups exist.
Yeah.
A smart nigga gonna have a prenup in place.
He gonna have that.
But it's like you're okay with like dropping a seed in her, but then you don't want to like change her last name and give her all those benefits that should come with it.
I think the woman should change her last name before they get married so she can prove to the guy that she really wants him. Guys got to put their best foot forward in the courting process to get sex. Women should be putting their best foot forward in the relationship process to get the marriage. I love you so much. Tap the name on me. I love you so much. I'm going to change my last name to your last name before you propose to me.
I think this is why people wait to have sex.
Society is not showing love either.
That's what I
Or
think.
just being with one man and being committed to that man and investing yourself in that man and opening your legs to that man is not the same. You're saying that she has to go get her name changed?
No.
Without
So
the ring?
y'all should get married before y'all have sex.
I think we should do that stuff that's in the Bible. I truly think I think the world would be a better place if we operated as what's in the Bible. But what I'm saying is that I'm just talking, right? Speaking some junk right here. Men gotta, have the best game, show a girl a great experience, take her out on multiple dates, and hope that she'll give the box. And women, women, look, think about it, because women hold the key to sex, men hold the key to relationships. So a man it's like a job, applying for a job. A man has to put his best foot forward, get a good resume, put on his best suit, and court that girl properly, take her out on dates properly, and give her a great experience in order for her to submit to him so he could then dominate.
That's the motive.
No.
To get the pussy.
No. I'm correlating it, right? So since men have to produce and to do things to get sex, a woman should be producing to get a relationship.
Are we talking about sex or relationships?
I mean, it's
correlating
both.
the two.
It's just correlating the two. Well, so do you understand that men hold the key to sex? Men hold the key to relationships. Women don't get relationships or a ring if the man doesn't give it. And a man doesn't get sex if the woman doesn't give it. So we all know it's a give and a get. So we know that men are out here getting boxed, the good ones, getting boxed from women. So he knows the woman to a certain degree. He's putting his best foot forward. But we do know that women is, one, not getting a whole lot of rings, and two, choosing the wrong nigga that they get in a ring from and then divorcing them.
We're getting with men that don't actually want marriage.
But
they want to have
dated.
kids.
Let's be real. They put up that facade as if they did. Mm-hmm. And then that's why you fall for them. And then they drop that facade because they got what they want, the pussy, and then now they want to act different.
But did you add more value throughout that time afterwards?
Yeah, so that's the key thing that women tend to miss, right? Men have to add value to get sex. Once you give your box up to a man, it's incumbent upon you, if you want to keep that man, to add value to that man's life in other ways besides sex.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's how you keep him, and that's how you get elevated.
If that was your motive from the jump, whatever I do after that don't even matter.
Well, that comes with you choosing the right guy. So that's accountability.
There was this chick that was on the podcast, and then she was just like complaining and being victimized about like how she can't find the right men and stuff like that. But like she's been through so much stuff. She has it in her head that she's not going to provide value to the guy because she needs to be heard. She's not going to be soft spoken. She's not going to submit to any man until he submits to her. That's just ingrained in her head.
Heal.
But not only that, I'll tell you this, right? Trauma hurts women. Trauma builds men. Trauma makes women more masculine. Trauma makes men, if he overcomes that trauma, think about it. If any of you ladies,
toxic.
No, listen. If any of you ladies go through trauma,
be real.
Listen. Speak this facts right here. No Fugazi. If any of you ladies go through trauma, in order for you to overcome it, it's gonna make you a little bit more masculine. It's there. You have to be a little bit more worrisome to figure this out. You're gonna be maybe a little bit more direct now. You're gonna be maybe a little bit more assertive. Maybe a little bit more dominant, so you don't go through those traumas that you went through before, which is innately making you more masculine. Get what I'm saying? So men, when we go through stuff, the masculinity, it suits us nice. So when we overcome traumas, it builds that man, it builds the character. The more things that a man experienced and he overcame, the more sexier and more attractive he is. It's facts.
Yeah.
I think I see where you're going.
Yes.
Because I do believe that is my problem in relationships. I honestly believe that I've been through so much. I believe that I'm more masculine.
With the right man, you will be submissive.
But I know I could be submissive because I know that's what I want. Ultimately, I want love. I want to settle down. You know what I mean? But I know that because of all I've been through, that's why I am the way I am.
And it would take a very...
I have to be like that.
That's every person. Your trauma is going to change you or mold you.
She's right. It's definitely that with every person.
You can heal trauma in your feminine power too. Just saying.
Because I've done it.
Yeah.
Again, balance.
I guess you are right. Feminine power. You absolutely can. You absolutely can.
Explain how you can convert. Think about this, ladies. I want you to think about this, right? Explain if trauma, right? Trauma means that you went through something and it made an impression on you. Mm-hmm. It gave you an experience and it was negative, right? Mm-hmm. The only way you overcome anything of trauma is by acquiescing your behavior, your thinking to that situation. So whatever you went through before, you have to change your behavior. Okay, so I was this way, so let me tweak that. And let me tweak this, and let me tweak this. And those knobs that you're tweaking,
fucking it all
up.
It
makes you more masculine. So great podcast, ladies. I have fun. Did y'all have fun?
Yeah.
I had fun.
Very interesting.
Very interesting, right? We'll start here. Any last questions and your thoughts on the podcast?
I thought it was a very thought-provoking conversation. It was nice to get, other men's point of views on just the issues that we face as women, relationship issues. Yeah.
Nice.
Questions?
Thank you for coming. And wait, these braids gonna need to be done soon. So when you gonna hook a brother up?
Yes,
Soon.
thanks
Can
for
I-
the bar.
can I-
Me too.
Don't come in there at 6:00 again. Though.
You know, they're good for now. They'll last the weekend, but I'm thinking next week on Wednesday. Can you hook a brother up?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Appreciate you. And Kwana, last thoughts or questions?
No, I think that I enjoyed the conversation. I think that a lot of what we spoke on when it comes to men is just what it is, and it's not what it should be. I definitely agree to that. So, and yeah, I need my hair done soon too. These are both my hairstyles as well. So,
Word. Ashley, last thoughts on the podcast or any questions?
It was definitely fun. It was interesting to get you guys' perspective and point of views. I will come back.
You will come
if you
back.
guys invite me. I would definitely come back.
We out.
We out.
No
Let's get
Fugazee
some food.
podcast.
Yes.
Hey, we lit.